Hey everybody, it's Ms.Devon from the West Side Boys and Girls Club. This week's theme is superheroes, so I'm going to teach you how to make a cape from an old t-shirt. So what you're going to need is obviously an old t-shirt. I have an old club shirt because I'm going to make a club superhero cape. It can be long sleeve or short sleeve, it doesn't matter. I have a piece of old cardboard that I'm going to use for when we decorate it. You're going to need a pair of scissors. I have fabric scissors, but really any pair of scissors should work. And then I'm going to use Sharpies to decorate mine. So I have Sharpies here, but you could use paint or like puppy paint or markers, whatever you have at home is fine. And then from a different old t-shirt, I have a scrap of fabric, and I'm going to show you how you can cut something out of here to add to your cape. You don't have to have the fabric though, you just need something fun to decorate with. And if you don't have anything, you can just make the cape, that's fine too. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay out our shirt here. Nice and flat so that we can see where we're cutting. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep the collar on the shirt, and that part's gonna go over our head and hold it onto our body. So if you want to, you can mark your lines before you cut them. So I'll show you what that would look like if I was gonna do it. So we're gonna keep some over here, and you could mark it down this way, or you can just take your scissors and cut. Either way is fine. I'll mark this side, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go just straight down here. Doesn't have to be perfect. So I'll mark one side and I'll just cut the other. So once it's flat, all we need to do is fold our shirt like this, cut on our line. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Be careful. Sometimes fabric is tricky to cut, so if you pull on the bottom, it makes it a little bit tighter, and it's easier for your scissors to cut through. Alright, now when we get to the top of the shirt, you kind of have to cut over the seam. You have to turn your shirt a little. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut around the collar. So you don't want to cut the collar, you just want to cut around the shape of it. And again, it doesn't have to be a perfect cut. Try to go quick here. And then when you get to this side, you have to cut through that seam again. And then instead of going from the top, I'm going to come back down to the bottom of the shirt. And here, I can mark this side too. Just go straight down, and like I said, I'm using the front of the shirt because I want to have the Boys and Girls Club logo on mine, but you can flip it over or use either side. If there's a cool picture on the front or the back you want to cut out, that's fine. We'll cut up this line. Again, I'm going to pull the bottom of the fabric, make it a little bit tighter. There we go. Careful when we get to the top. And now this part should be cut out. Cut my tag off mine. And now we should have a cape. So what we're gonna do is we should be able to stretch this part over our head, and it should fall like a cape. Now you can leave it just like this if you want, or as I mentioned before, you can use markers or paint to decorate it. So I'll just show you what that looks like. I'm going to move my old fabric, and I have a piece of cardboard here to put under it because I'm going to use Sharpies. And sometimes Sharpies will go through paper or cloth or whatever it is that you're coloring on, and it's permanent ink. So we want to make sure we have something under it so that we don't ruin a table or a carpet or floor or anything like that. So like I said, I'm going to do Sharpies. And let's see here. I am gonna, well, my first name's Devon, so I'll put a D on my shirt. So we'll go up here. I'm just gonna color on a shape, or a letter in this case. D for my name. Like I said, I want to make sure there's something under it, because as you can see, it'll go through. We don't want to ruin anything at home. You can use paint if you have paint at home too. Check the kind of paint that you're using. Puffy paint would be fun. That would be fun to use on here. Now I also have a scrap of old fabric. So if you really want to get funky, a little tricky with it, what we can do is you could draw a shape or cut a shape out of here. So I don't know if I can do a star, but let's find out. I'll see if we can cut a star out of here. I don't know what it'll look like when I'm done. Oh, that didn't turn out too bad. So I'm gonna cut the star out. And then when I'm done, I could either glue it onto my shirt, or if you know how to sew, you could hand sew it on there. And like I said, even you could even use the scraps from the shirt that you made the cape out of and cut different shapes out of there to add on to your cape. But like I said, I had some other scraps laying around, so I'm going to use a piece of an old yellow shirt to put a star on mine. So, once you guys have made your capes, obviously try them on. But then please send us pictures of what you've made. I want to see what you've got on your cape. And I want to know if you've sewn something on it or added to it or put your name on it. I want to see all of your cool creations. So please be sure to send them in. And I hope to see you guys all soon.